YouTubers, and a warm welcome to episode 6 now of this FIFA 17 Burnley career mode, where we're taking 3 matches, 2 Glamour ones to come later on, one in the league and one in the cup, both at Turf Moor against Man City and Chelsea, they're to come. But first of all, we've got to go to the Hawthorns for a tricky little assignment against West Brom. Now, when we left it last time, we were given a big reality check by Crystal Palace. As you can see, Man City comes up afterwards, and then the last stage of the League Cup, of course, where we could reach the semi-finals against Chelsea. But going back to West Brom, now we're going to this game off the back of a dreadful defeat to Crystal Palace. Could we make up for it today at the Hawthorns, or would West Bromwich Albion give us more league misery on our troubles? We really needed to get our act together, really. But we are 7th in the table with 16 points. Could we get going again? Let's find out, as I was in the commentary box of the Hawthorns to find out. And here we are at the Hawthorns. This is going to be a tricky game. West Brom bottom of the league, remember. That's what we didn't tell you in the link to leading up to this game. So they haven't really won too many games at the moment this season, but a real opportunity for them to win one, considering they're facing Burnley at just probably at the right time for Tony Pulis's men. They're off the back of that 2-0 defeat, the Clarets, against Crystal Palace. But West Brom are the worst defence in the league at the moment, joint last, because Southampton have conceded 19 along with West Brom. Swansea in the next worst on 18, and they have to face Burnley, who failed to score in their last match against Crystal Palace. But this is the West Brom side. It's a decent looking lineup, as you can probably see. It's really strange that they're doing so poorly in the league right now, but it's a good side. Van Beek and Pogba, the 2 centre backs. No, that's not Paul Pogba. Ben Foster, top quality goalkeeper, and of course Berahino, who should really be hitting the target a lot more than what he's been doing for Tony Pulis. Burnley looking to try and get back on track after that terrible result at Turf Moor last week, and again they go for the same 11 once again that will be attempting to put things right. Rashford and Gray didn't have their best performances, but if they can get services from Guthran and Antonio, they've got every chance. And the referee today is Mark Clattenburg from County Durham. Guthran. 10 minutes gone here at the Hawthorns, so nothing really to choose between the two sides, as the ball is not back for Foster. Wasn't the best of kicks. Here's a chance for Gray, good turn, and here's Gray! Oh, should have scored. And the form he's been showing in recent weeks, apart from last Saturday when he didn't really get up any real opportunities against Palace, just the odd one or two, well, that was a big chance, and he knows that the form he's in, he should have taken that chance. Leko, good tackle by Keane, but he drops to Phillips. Leko again, and he's got through here, and a chance here for the bottom side, and Phillips, oh, he should have scored. Phillips 6 yards out, goalkeeper at his mercy, and he couldn't take the advantage, and now suddenly at the other end we've got Rashford for Burnley. Still Rashford. Gray in support. Again they look for options. He's got one here. Jeff Henrik gets away from his marker, gets the shot in. Good save by Ben Foster. Well, that was 2 chances inside a minute. We had that opportunity for Phillips at one end, and then this one here, Jeff Henrik forcing a tremendous save from Ben Foster, and Burnley here have a corner to be taken by Stephen Defoe. 20 forward in claret and blue for this one, and it's knocked in there, and it's knocked back again. A chance here for Rashford on the second ball, and he's knocked it in, and the Clarets take the lead after 22 minutes. Marcus Rashford is the scorer, and the Clarets take the lead, and maybe the better side when it was a good save initially from Ben Foster, but he could do nothing else but palming in at the puff of Rashford from no more than 3 yards out, buries it into the back of the empty net. Tony Pulis disgusted, he's bottom side a goal down again, and he's 7th of the season, and Burnley 1-0 into the lead at the Hawthorns. Berahino for West Brom, Gardner. Oh, nice turn by the former Aston Villa and Birmingham City man, and a chance, oh, and it was Jakob. Claudio Jakob with the shot. Good enough, well with his right foot, but just got too much underneath that. And Burnley keep their clean sheet very much intact as we come towards the final stages of the first half. A half and which probably has been a little bit even Stevens, but Burnley have had the better of the outstanding chances in the game. But just the one that's been registered. Here's Phillips though for West Brom. And here's Leko. Turning nicely, looking for runners. He's got one here in Phillips. Good play this. Then Dawson has got him behind again. This could be dangerous here. Oh, and Trippier dawdled on it, and Robson Kanu was equalised. That was poor defending from Kieran Trippier, and the Welsh international took full advantage of that. Here it is again. A low cross here from Dawson, and really, Trippier really didn't do enough, in my opinion, to hold off Robson Kanu. He just bullied Trippier off the ball, legally, I have to say, and then finished with some appalling into the far corner of the net. And Burnley have West Brom back into this game. So 7 minutes into the second half, Burnley 1, West Brom 1 at the Hawthorns. And here's Jeff Henrik again. Good running by him. Henrik! Oh, that's a remarkable save from Ben Foster. Henrik looked as if he'd done the hard part. He got away from the defenders, got his shot in, and somehow Foster's face has kept that out. And here's the corner taken by Defoe. Keeney's in there. And Rashford trying the shot, and then it comes straight to Ben Foster, who, from West Bromwich Albion's utter relief, is got both hands on the ball and has got West Brom going again. Here's Al Robson-Kanu, who got the equaliser. And he fell for him. It was an opportunist goal, really, because he took advantage of Trippier's poor defensive work. And here's Galloway now. Decent cross. Danger here. And a goal! And now we're gone, and it's Craig Garner. And he's running towards the West Bromwich Albion bench. And celebrates with his manager. Really, again, poor marking there. And he was not the tallest of players, Craig Gardner. But where was the marking here? Cross was allowed to come in, and that is poor defending. And however much you dress it up, Guthran should have been a lot tighter to his marker. And Tony Pulis knows this could be a rare victory for West Bromwich Albion. It's 2-1 to the Beggies, and the captain comes up trumps with only his second goal of the season. 7 to play. Berahino fouled by Shawcross. There's not really been much comeback from Burnley since West Brom going in front, and Shawcross will get his name taken and will be booked, although he did get the ball. Berahino might have just made a little bit of a meal of it, or a bit of a nonsense of it, but it's a free kick though to West Brom. And it's Jacob now, and they're looking to kill Burnley off, and Jacob's header. Oh, a mistake from Heaton Pogba. Good save. Well, it's a turn for his poor thrower there, the Burnley captain. And that could have been catastrophic for Burnley. They still might save it though. Antonio's away from his defender, and Pogba's been beaten to it. He has to cut back though. Gets the cross in, but he's too close to Foster, despite the best efforts of Marcus Rashford to get in there. And we're now playing 2 added minutes, and Foster's taken as long as he needs to take from Beak for West Brom. The Clarets are going to suffer a second straight defeat here. And they've done it they've suffered it against the bottom team in the Premier League. Our final whistle goes, and West Brom, the bottom team, have beaten Burnley. But it was 2 pieces of defensive frailties that cost the Clarets there, having taken the lead from Marcus Rashford after 21 minutes. Brom Robson-Kanu equalised on the stroke of half-time, then the winning goal after 61 minutes, a crossing from the left-hand side. Craig Garner finished it off, and West Brom get the victory by 2 goals to 1. Well, that was a crazy defeat to West Bromwich Albion. That's 2 defeats on the spin. I don't know what we were playing at there. We took the lead through a brilliant header from Rashford after Antonio's effort had been well saved by Ben Foster. But how on earth did we let 2 goals slip? Trippier should be culpable for the first one, and then from Hal Robson-Kanu in the second one. It means, and the second one was a free header. Means we now drop to 9th. West Brom with their first win move up to 5 points, but Burnley down in 9th. But 6 points now above that trapdoor. It could start getting hairy if we don't pick up results soon. And our next match now comes from Turf Moor as we take on Manchester City. Big game for us this, because we need to stop the rot straight away. Could we get that at Turf Moor? Well, as usual, I was in the commentary box at Turf Moor to find out whether we could get back to winning ways against Manchester City, or would City inflict a third straight defeat on us again. Let's find out. Welcome to Turf Moor, where Burnley now look to bounce back from successive defeats to Crystal Palace here and to West Brom last week, and what a tough task it is for them against Pep Guardiola's all-star Manchester City side. And Leroy Sané has struck 3 goals in his last 3 games, and he will be a very, very difficult prospect for the Clarets to really face today. There he is, afro-headed, tall player as well. He's in great form, and he could well be a real thorn in Burnley's side today. Let's have a look at that Burnley team. Again, it's the same 11 that was destroyed really in that second half against West Brom. They have to put things right. Rashford got a goal there, but Gray should have scored one by his usual high standards. But Burnley can't sink as low as they did against West Brom last week, the bottom side, and they have to up their game, I think, against Pep Guardiola's men. This is how they're going to line up. There's John Stutzy there. But let's have a look at that Pep Guardiola team that he's picked for Manchester City today. Claudio Bravo gets the nod in goal over Caballero. Dries Mertens could be a real threat to us there in that he plays either side of one side of Aguero, and Sané, who we mentioned at the start, he plays the opposite side to Aguero. It's a star-studded lineup. Kevin De Bruyne as well involved, so some very good players in there, and this will not be easy for John Stutzy's Clarets today. Turf Moor packed to the rafters as ever. The man in charge today is Andre Mariner from Birmingham. De Bruyne for City. 2 minutes in. Oh, here's Fernando through. Still a chance. Delph. Fernando. Oh, what a good save from Heaton. 4 minutes almost in, and Tom Heaton required to make an early save. And he turned that one away from Fernando terrifically well, and Manchester City really starting the game on the front foot. And Tom Heaton, the Burnley captain, making a smart save early doors. A corner to be taken by De Bruyne. It's short to Dries Mertens. A little chip in there, and Heaton getting a good fist on that, and Gutfran bringing it away. Now Rashford takes over. How he'd love to put one on City, being a United boy. And here's Andre Gray. He's got away from his defence. It's Andre Gray for Burnley. He scored! 7 minutes gone. 7.5 minutes gone. And Andre Gray has just lifted the roof off Turf Moor. A tremendous run. Rashford put him in and finished with absolute ease for Claudio Bravo. And the Clarets, who have lost their last 2, lead Manchester City at Turf Moor. John Stutzy fist pump in the air, and the whole place has gone bonkers. 7th of the season for Gray, and Burnley take the lead. Rashford. What a lovely ball, and Gray's in behind again. It's Andre Gray now for Burnley. Oh, he's lifted it over. What an opportunity to put clear daylight between the Clarets and Pep Guardiola's superstars. Oh, Stutzy knows that was a chance to really put Manchester City up the wrong way. Fernando, Sergio Aguero, Sané, 5 goals in his last 3 games, and he got it back from Aguero. Sané, Aguero, danger here. Dries Mertens, 1-1. Lovely move, I have to say, from Manchester City, and Dries Mertens finished it off superbly. Good 1-2 down the bar side between Aguero and Sané. Aguero putting the ball across, and there was nobody in the curtain bloom within a 5 to 10 yard radius on Dries Mertens, who had the whole Burnley goal to aim at. Tom Heaton backpedaling from the cross in, the low cross in from Aguero, and City make it 1-1 after 17 minutes gone. Burnley should not be perturbed, even though the goal has been pierced, and it's back at 1-1. Here's Gray. He might have to do it alone. Gray! Oh, what a save! What a marvellous save by Claudio Bravo! Great toe-puncted goal was. He was on target, and Bravo, the former Barcelona goalkeeper, showed his athleticism to tip that one over the crossbar. Round the City. John Stutzy just looking anxiously on there. This is Mertens. We've got the equaliser. This is Fernando. Danger here. Delph. Sané. Delph with the shot, and it's gone about 3 or 4 yards wide of the target. Aguero again for City. Mertens looking for his second goal. Waits it Delph. He might fall for Mertens. Good defending again. Gray now, but Clichy wins it. And Goffran picks up the loose ball. Gets Rashford on his way. Company with the tackle, but it falls to Goffran a second time. And Henrik now takes it up for Burnley. He's got options here on the right hand side. Antonio now. Antonio is scared. There's one challenge. Antonio! Good block. It looked for all the while Burnley were going to go in front there, but great piece of defending there to deny Mikel Antonio. So away we go in the second half. And, well, Burnley leading the game, but we'll peg back. And here's Aguero on the break for Manchester City, attacking the JV Fish weekend. Shawcross was in there enough. Yes, he's given a foul there. Foul on Sané. Shawcross must have come in from behind, so it's a free kick to Manchester City. And guess which Argentinians are with this one? Sergio Aguero. Sané might have a go himself. No, he's left it here. It's Aguero. Oh, just over. Mertens. Fernando. Good play this. Aguero again. Delph. 20 forward in sky blue. It's Sergio Aguero. What a save from Heaton, but still not away yet. And then Heaton was a little slow to react, but he somehow managed to get back and stop it. Chef Henrik now. Burnley looking to counter-attack here, and Gray now might run. He's got pace to burn. He's away from Otamendi and company. Oh, they just can't finish. What an opportunity then for Andre Gray to register his second goal of the match. And he just fluffed his lines. I think Brom might have had the shot coming in any case. But what an opportunity there for Burnley. Goffran. Good running there by the former Newcastle one. He might go all the way. It's Johan Goffran. His shirt was being pulled back. He still might come here for Henrik. Straight in the arms of Claudio Bravo once again. 5 to play. Good match this, and Burnley really coming to it as the second half's going on. And here's Gray. It's through now. It's Andre Gray for Burnley. And again Bravo is saved. And gives him the fixed bumps. He might just have saved City a crucial point here, away from the challenge of Otamendi. And Bravo saves with his knee. Stephen Defoe with the corner. Rashford! What a chance for Marcus Rashford, the man on loan from Manchester United, to bury their City rivals. Oh, he did everything right, but hit the target. Oh my goodness. Stoppage time at the end of what's been a compelling game. Iheanacho the substitute. Iheanacho's away. City could steal it right at the death. Iheanacho. De Bruyne wide. And I think that's it for the game anyway. As De Bruyne misses a golden opportunity. That might be the last chance of the match. And at least Burnley will stop the rot in terms of defeats and losses. And a point against Manchester City, where we are home and away, is nothing to be sniffed at. Both teams give as good as they got, and maybe on balance a point was just about a fair result. Burnley took the lead early on for Andre Gray after 7 minutes, but 10 minutes later Dries Mertens equalised, and then Vermeeren in either side could have won it, both missing glaring opportunities. But it ends one apiece in a terrific game here to more honours. Definitely deserve to be equal. Final score, Burnley 1, Manchester City 1. Amazing match there that finished 1-1, and as a result we've gone down to 11th, but at least we've drawn it, and we've moved from 16th, 16 points I should say, to 17 points. So we move now 7 points above the trapdoor, and as long as we're above that trapdoor come the end of it, that'll be brilliant. Anything other than 40 points would be an absolute bonus. But Manchester City, they've dropped to 5th, 2 points behind Stoke City now. Chelsea still leading the way, of course. Spurs, Palace and Stoke unlikely Champions League contenders, with City and United closely behind. West Brom still bottom, a good 7 points behind off safety, and a good 5 points behind the bottom two as well, Swansea and Southampton. Anyway, it's on to the Cup now, the EFL Cup quarter-finals, and we play Chelsea at Turf Moor. The other quarter-finals, just to remind you, Sunderland against Palace at Stadium of Light, Hull against Everton at the KC, and at White Hart Lane Spurs against Manchester United. But it was Chelsea for us tonight. Tough test against Antonio Conte's men, who'd beaten us early on in the league game at Stamford Bridge. Could we get revenge and go through to the Cup semi-finals for the first time since 2009. We were there at Turf Moor. I was in the commentary box to find out if we could or not. Well, it's League Cup quarter-finals, EFL Cup, and it's another big night for Burnley Football Club as Chelsea make their way into town. It's a foggy, cold sort of night in late November, but a place in the League Cup semi-finals for the first time since 2009. We'll wait for Burnley, who beat Chelsea on the way to them semi-finals, if you remember, back in 2009. But this is a quarter-final. They're at home. The last time when they beat Chelsea in the cup tie, they did it at Stamford Bridge. Now they've got to do it again tonight in front of their adoring supporters. But it'll be tricky against Antonio Conte's Chelsea side, who have already beaten them in the league and are not look too shabby. But Burnley again going with that same 11 continuity that got a very creditable draw at Manchester City, home to Manchester City, and could arguably have won it. Henrik and Defoe will be the strings in midfield. Stutzy really going full strength tonight because he knows if a win over Chelsea would put them in a semi-final, and that would be a terrific bonus and what's been a season of overachievement so far for the Clarets. Antonio Conte knows the importance of this game, although his team won't win as you trip under the lights to Turf Moor, that's for sure. Let's see how they line up. Again, they're going pretty much full strength, although they've got the likes of Costa, Ivanovic and Pedro amongst the substitutes. Jamie Vardy gets the nod. William could be the threat. Matic, Mandingo and Mikel certainly stalwarts in the middle of midfield, and Thibaut Courtois, who's the first choice, he retains his place in goal. So a very much a strongish Chelsea lineup that Antonio Conte would dare pick, considering that they haven't got any Champions League football to worry about. I find it a bit odd. The referee in charge tonight is Mark Clattenburg, and he comes from County Durham. Burnley, of course, in the cloud and blue, Chelsea all in blue with the white socks. And here's Rashford trying to get Gray on his way. Oh, he's got away from the defender. It's Gray. And what a superb start! Almost 5 minutes gone. And Burnley take the lead. It's Andre Gray. And this League Cup quarter-final, even at this early stage, has liftoff. Andre Gray away from his marker. And it's almost scores a similar goal to the one he got the other day against Manchester City here. Absolutely true. Thibaut Courtois out of his ground and finished with some aplomb. 6 minutes gone in this League Cup quarter-final. It's 1-0 Burnley. And here's Gray again. Burnley starting this half really rampant, and Chelsea got him no answers at the moment. Here's Henrik. Decent looking cross, and in the end, young Kane had to hook it out for a corner. That's not Harry Kane, it's another Kane, but regardless of which, it's a corner to Burnley, and they're taking the fight to the more illustrious, more experienced, star-studded opponents tonight. Here's Stephen Defoe with a dangerous looking corner. Trippier with a header, and well held this time by Thibaut Courtois. That could have easily been 2-0 to Burnley even in the opening 20 minutes, and that would have been a real test for Chelsea. But here they are with Marcos Alonso onto Vardy, and Vardy can't shake off his opponent there. Antonio up towards Rashford. Burnley leading here at Turf Moor, and Rashford has gone down. This could be ominous as Gray goes forward. I think the referee's got to stop it because Rashford is down on his haunches. He's holding his leg, I think, and it looks as if he can't continue. And it was a challenge from Matic, purely accidental, I should say, but that's a real blow for the Clarets because it means now that Rashford will be missing at least a good 2 or 3 months. Mitrovic replaces him, but it's a sad sight to see. And a good ball forward. We're into stoppage time, and here's the substitute. It's Mitrovic! And Courtois is saved, and Mitrovic has made it 2-0! Incredible! The substitute who came on for the stricken Marcus Rashford has put Burnley 1 foot, dare I say it, in the League Cup semi-finals. His first effort was saved after he'd been put clear. Good save by Courtois, but he finished off the rebound superbly. 2-0. And welcome back to the second half. 2 changes. Stephen Defoe and Jeff Henrik are replaced by Johan Berker Munson and George Boyd, and Pedro replaces Alonso for the start of the second half. That's a poor corner from Eden Hazard, really. That was not what we expect from the wizard that he's the Belgian international. Free kick to Burnley. and Chelsea not really having much at the moment. Diego Costa has replaced Jamie Vardy, as you can see in the top corner of your screen. But here's Andre Gray. Mitrovic is forward. It's Mitrovic. It couldn't be free, could it? Good save by Thibaut Courtois. And Chelsea, for now, are still very much alive in this EFL Cup quarter-final. Ranginko. Diego Costa. Oh, he's through this time. It's Diego Costa for Chelsea. Good save. Tom Heaton, take a bow. That was a remarkable piece of goalkeeping by the Burnley captain. And near Burnley on the counter-attack with Johan Bergen-Munson. He's got Gray waiting in the middle. It's good Munson, and he pulls it back. And Mitrovic is headed back, and it goes in the touch. But a remarkable 60 seconds or so there at either end. Good save from Costa by Heaton at one end, and then Mitrovic almost finding the back of the net at the other with a back header, which in the end went well wide of target, but Burnley could have been Armenhosed. 15 to play. Chelsea still need to score twice to force half an hour's extra time, but Gouffran now forward, and Courtois saved. Antonio still has it for Burnley. Remember, they've used all three subs, so they can't use any more now. Gray plays it back in, and Kane intercepts. Here's Gray again. Last minute now, Burnley in the semi-finals. Could it be a lot more comfortable for them? It's Gray. Good save, Courtois. Gray again. Courtois getting back. And it's going to be damage limitations now for Chelsea, who have only the League and the FA Cup now to concentrate their energies on for the rest of the season. Courtois is taking a hage over this goal kick, and in the end, Chelsea bow out, and Burnley's toughest test so far in this EFL Cup run has been passed with flying colours. Studs his team in the semi-finals. Andre Gray with the first goal early doors after 5 minutes, and then run on the stroke of half-time. Mitrovic, who came on for the stricken Marcus Rashford, who has got a serious injury. We'll let you know once these highlights are finished how long he will be in our final link. But Burnley are through to the semi-finals. Rampant, deserved 2-0 winners over a very poor Chelsea side. Final score, Burnley 2, Chelsea 0, and on balance, richly deserved. Great win over Chelsea there to take us into the semi-finals, but it has come at a cost. Marcus Rashford has suffered a broken ankle during that match, as you saw there. That little clash with Nemanja Matic, and as a result, will not be able to play for the next 3 months. So it means it gives a chance to players like Mitrovic and Vokes and 1 or 2 others to really stake their claim and really challenge hard for places in the team. It's a real shame, really, because Rashford really got himself together in terms of goal scoring. His partnership with Gray was a very good partnership. They were looking very, very strong together, and it's just a real shame that he's got this ankle injury. But I'm sure he'll be back later on in the season. But as I say, it gives a chance for the likes of Mitrovic and what have you to try and obviously give themselves an opportunity to force their way into the team, and that shouldn't be anything to be sniffed at, really, in terms of that. Anyway, let's see what happened in the other 3 quarter-finals. Of course, as you saw, Burnley 2, Chelsea 0. It could have been 2 or 3, to be honest. Here's the final scores then. Crystal Palace are into the semi-finals for the first time since 2001, I think. 2-0 winners over Sunderland. Good result for Pardew's men. They're into the semi-finals. Everton 2, Hull 2, terrific game at Goodison Park. Everton winning that 4-3 on the penalties. And the same happened at Old Trafford. It ended 2-2 between Manchester United and Tottenham. And Manchester United go through 4-3 on penalties. So 2 games that went all the way and ended with the same scoreline. The quarter semi-final draw, Burnley play Manchester United, Palace play Everton. The first leg is at Turf Moor at Sellers Park on the 10th and 11th of January. The second legs are at Old Trafford and Goodison Park on the 24th and 25th of January. So they are very much in the future, but some terrific draws there, and I think 2 terrific semi-finals in the offing. Of course, the final to be played in late February, early March. And that just brings us to the end of the episode 5. Don't forget to join us in episode 6, where we'll have 3 more games coming up for you. First of which will be Stoke City. I forget what the other 2 are, but Stoke City are certainly the first game up. I'll probably give you more detail when we start the next link up for the next episode. But thank you very much for watching. Join us for episode 6 very soon. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and would like to, please do. The Twitter address is in the end titles at the end, Stutzy83. But for me, JB, John Stuttar, take care. I'll see you very soon for another episode of Career Mode. Ta-ra.